All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are live here on MaxSpeedTV for the last broadcast of the night. We are here for the TALLARICO Signs and Designs 200. This is the Upper Edge Racing Series here on iRacing, and it is going to be a fantastic race. We have a ton of sponsors to go through, so before we get to all the racing side of things, we do want to thank all the sponsors. Of course, we want to start with the MaxSpeedTV side of things. We do have Walls Beard Co. If you have a beard, you need to check them out for all the Beard Bomb products they have there. SimSpeedShop.com. They have some great button boxes and some great e-brakes for you rallycross racers. Make sure you check them out. Northwest Racing Series, they are the official one to go sponsor here. So again, your white flag, one lap to go, it's sponsored by Northwest Racing Series. Elite 7 Racing, they are the official dirt team of MaxSpeedTV. Check them out at elite7racing.com for all the racing details. Ohio IndyCar League, we not only broadcast them, they are a sponsor here, no longer just taking Ohio club members here on iRacing. Check them out at facebook.com/Ohio IndyCar League. And of course, iBog, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics. If you're looking to get into broadcasting or just need some graphics made for iRacing, check them out at ibog.co and let them know you heard about it here on iRacing when you talked to Jason, or from MaxSpeedTV when you heard about it from. And of course, on the racing side of things, there are a ton of great sponsors, starting with Our Expression is Your Expression. Great website development place. Make sure you check them out. CrowderCrew.com. Make sure you check these guys out again at CrowderCrew.com. My Car Doc. Everybody needs to take care of their car, so make sure you check out My Car Doc. Profile Machine Products. Make sure you check these guys out. They've already sponsored a race here as well. So again, make sure you check out Profile Machine Products. Eddie's Sports Bar. Again, everybody likes a good sports bar. So if you're in the area where they're at, make sure you check out Eddie's Sports Bar. Get in there and get yourself a drink. Suicide Prevention. This one is definitely a great partner to have on here and a great thing to help support to drive for suicide prevention. CarZip. Make sure you check them out on their Facebook page as well as their website. Let's go to Google and look at CarZip. And of course, the Drill Spill. Just make sure you check these guys out. A great group of guys. So just make sure you check them out as well. And of course, last but not least, that is NC Design Concepts. They do landscaping for residential and commercial businesses. So make sure you check them out if you are needing some landscaping done. That being said, we do have our second chair in the booth with us here tonight, and that, of course, is Josh Medlock. So, Josh, welcome to the booth once again, and I think we're going to have some great racing here tonight.
Oh, Charles, man, great to be back in the booth with you, bud. You know, we had a great race last week. You know, things come up, you was unable to make it. But, hey, we still got it covered here on Max Speed TV. Really looking forward to tonight's race. Michigan, one of my favorite all-time non-super speedway tracks, even though it acts like a super speedway because the speeds that they put down on this track, it makes for great entertaining race when you have a big car count like they do tonight.
It does indeed. Just an awesome race. I expect to see some good racing here, some side-by-side. We have 27 drivers here tonight, and while we have that, we'll pull up your pre-race analyst here. Clear weather, only 2 miles per hour out of the north, but that track temp, 105 degrees.
Oh, yeah, that's going to make for some slick conditions out here. You know, these cars, these Cup cars, in the draft here at Michigan, they're going to reach speeds of upwards of 207 miles an hour on the front stretch. Now, that is a fast race car, and you've got to be very careful with it not to get into somebody because it's going to send you or that person or any of the other vehicles directly either into the grass or that outside wall.
Yeah, you got to be very careful. And keep in mind, they have 80 laps around this track, a 2-mile track here. So 160 miles. That's a lot of miles to log here. And we've seen a lot of races here. Again, here at MaxSpeedTV, we typically do a little fun race here when we hit a certain subscriber count. We usually do it with the Cadillacs, but these are definitely not Cadillacs, so this is going to be interesting. These cars are a little bit more fragile than those, so you don't want to tear them up too bad, get into the wall. But again, it's going to be a very good race. Maybe a little slick because of that 105 degrees. We'll see. Pit road 50 miles an hour. I don't have an estimate on the fuel here or tires, as we didn't get a chance to get that. But we'll see here. If we get a long green flag run, we'll see when that fuel window is. That's the question that we just don't know the answer to, though. Is it going to be a green flag race, or are we going to see several cautions and that play a factor into the race? It's just one of those things we won't know here until we get to the racing.
Well, Michigan International Speedway, although it has the feel of a super speedway, it is a self-cleaning track in a sense that it will definitely tear up your car if you get too much damage on there or if you hit it wrong. So, 27 fast drivers out here coming into this race tonight, all still fighting for the point standings, which I'm sure we'll get to that during qualifying. But, I'm hoping for that long green flag run. I'm estimating about probably 30 to 40 laps. And if my memory serves me correctly, they do stages here.
They do indeed. 80 laps. Stage 1 will be 40 laps, and we'll have a caution, and Stage 2 will be the rest of the 40 laps, minus those laps under caution, of course. And for anyone that hasn't tuned in tonight, we do thank everyone for tuning in, of course. But here in the next 2 minutes, qualifying is going to work a little different. We found this out not last week, but the week before, that they work qualifying a little different. We have everyone go out, and then once the first, I believe they have 5 minutes or 8 minutes, what it is, to qualify, and then they take about a 4-minute break or so in there, and then your top 8 cars go back out again to qualify. Keeping in mind, though, you cannot go in your pit stall and change anything. You have to stay on the right side of pit road. So, a little bit different, but also really cool way of qualifying.
It brings a realistic feel into the qualifying set of things. Start with what you qualified with, and you can't change nothing. So, just a different way Upper Edge does their qualifying.
Yeah, the first week it threw us through a loop. Now that we know how it works, I am definitely stoked to be doing this. We picked these up thanks to Brandon Kaufman. He got in here to race this one, and then asked us if we were doing anything, and just so happened we were free. So we were like, yeah, we'll get in there. Looking back, I would have never imagined, how awesome it would be here to see. It's not something you see a whole lot, the way qualifying works. This is our first league that I've done personally that actually has stage racing as well. So, a lot of new things here. But that being said, we do have about 40 seconds left here in practice. So we're going to go ahead, jump to the national anthem. We'll be back here. Some times will have been put in here in just a minute, so we'll be right back after your national anthem.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and qualifying is officially underway here. And again, we're coming in as times are already coming in to the race. So we're going to drop down here to the track and let you follow some of these drivers, as there is your fastest driver so far. That is the 05 of Tommy Imasi. So again, he is your current pole sitter. Well, not for long. It's going to be Grant Davis. And now Michael Finlayson is going to take it to the top of that number 14 machine.
As the qualifying times come in, Charles, you know, the way they do qualifying, of course, open qual, they'll do 2 laps. They'll get a break a minute. And then, like you said, the top 8 drivers who are in the top 8 will go back out again to, you know, try to better their time. And right now in that 8th spot is Michael Laraya there. I did get a correct pronunciation on his last name. So the number 44, Michael Laraya, and it's sitting right now in 8th. So, you know, right now he's sitting in a good spot to maybe go back out and maybe better his time.
Yeah, he is indeed. And again, you'll see as we're kind of watching, we're actually watching the 44, Michael Laraya, that is sitting on, or coming on pit road. Keep in mind, for anyone watching out there, these guys cannot go into their pit stall here. They have to stay on the right side of pit road, as they cannot go in. What they qualify on is what they race on. So they'll have to make changes throughout the race, as everybody is pulling in. You do have a few pulling in. They're pulling out of their pit stall there. The 42, not sure who that was. It was Brandon McKissick. Almost pulled in his pit stall, but he did pull it out there. As again, they have to just park right there on the right side. We still have some drivers out on track right now.
Close that door.
And it looks like the 94 of Adam de Blasio is still out on the track. He is currently 6th, so a good time for him. He will be one that has a chance to go back out there. All right, we'll see Ashton Crowder out front right now. Again, everyone pretty much has gone out here. It looks like Ryan Dyson currently in 12th place, so he's just got to pick up a little bit more time here if he wants to possibly get into that top 8 and be able to go back out to try and qualify for the pole. But again, that is coming up here in just a few minutes. Brandon Kaufman currently 14th with a 38.932.
As we look here at the qualifying times, you know, Ashton Crowder, you had the honors of interviewing him right actually before this race and another race he was in. So, you know, very, very familiar with that number 27 machine of Ashton Crowder. So, you know, right now he has that top spot in the pole.
He does indeed. And we got some that are still trying to put times in. Of course, Patrick McLaurin out there on the track, and he'll put in a time. This time by, we'll see what it's going to be. Put him in 16th with a 39.055. So a little bit of work to do here if he wants to get up to the top here and getting those top 8, as well as Corey Hoover, I don't believe we've seen him before in that 33 machine. Put in a 52.587, so he's got Hunt Brothers Pizza on that car, so he's definitely got a little bit of time as he's going to jump to 23rd now with the 39.355. But Jacob Adams, Mike Tellier, and Tom Story have not put in times yet.
I expect there's going to be some drivers out here that may not qualify, seeing that it is, Michigan, and really anything can happen here at this track. So I do expect some guys to start in the back for safety precautions.
Yeah, and they very well could be, as it looks like Grant Davis is still out on the track trying to get as many laps in as he can, but he's already in 7th place. But I don't blame him. You want that bit of a buffer zone to see if you can't possibly get a little further up to get that spot. So, 2 people qualify ahead of him, and they could bump him out pretty easy. So he's just out there trying to lock himself in a little bit higher up. And it's still in 8th place out on the track. That is the 44, Michael Laria, so he is still out on the track. Dylan Roberts in 9th place. He's on the track as well. He is .007 away from being in the top 8. Take a look down here. Tanner Allen back in 19th, put in a time of a 39.122, running My Car Doc as their sponsor there. We'll see if he can get it up there. Again, he's got a little bit of work to do, as here in the second time we'll be winding down. It looks like everybody is coming down pit road. So this might do it here for the first little segment of qualifying. We'll have a few minutes break, and then they'll go back out there for the next round.
And the key about their qualifying is, too, when you're pulling on pit road and you're staying to the far right, try not to get into anybody.
Yeah, you very well could get into somebody, and that makes it very difficult to try not to do so. Looks like the 4 of Tanner Allen's going to go and get some fresh tires here. I don't know if that's legal or not, that he is getting tires, but he's not in the top 8, so he's not going to be going back out anyway. So we'll see. Again, you can't go to your pit stall, so I don't know if he is going to be allowed to. But Carl Shedden, he is in 4th right now. He is going back out on the track. Looks like he's actually now coming back down pit road, as well as the 42 of Brandon McKissick coming down pit road as well in that drill spill Ford Focus here. So again, everybody's pulling down pit road, and I do believe this is going to get ready to end the first round, as they must be allowed to get tires here at some point, because Brandon McKissick is getting tires here on that number 42 Ford.
I believe you're allowed to get one set. I'm not entirely sure what that rule set is.
Oh, definitely will assume they are allowed to get one. We know for the most part they're supposed to stay on the right side, but they may have changed it, or we just unaware. But either way, they are getting some fresh tires there. Those few drivers are. But everybody is off of the track now here. So we'll take about a minute 50 break here, about a 2-minute break. I believe they have 4 minutes to do the second session there. So that coming up here in about a minute 35 or so, as we do have some drivers just sitting there. But we're sitting there watching the 27 of Ashton Crowder. And I did get to talk to him a little bit early, and he has maybe 5 laps practice, so going to be very interesting to see, as he is the fastest car right now.
5 laps of practice for that 27 machine is not really showing it here right now in the qualifying session, as he is currently sitting in that top spot with a 38.652, but he's only He's only about 13 1/1000ths of a second behind or ahead of Joseph Tice.
Yeah, so Joseph Tice right behind him in that number 5 machine. He is currently sitting on pit road as well. So again, everybody's on pit road right now as they're awaiting here about 40 seconds and we'll get the next round started. But that's what they're waiting on right now. They're just waiting to give that command to get going again so that these top 8 can go back out there. Again, everyone behind them is going to be starting where they are for qualifying, but those last 8 have 4 minutes to go out there and try to put in another time. So they're going to go in here and we'll see what they can do. Will anybody be able to top Ashton Crowder here for the pole position? If anybody's going to do it, though, it's going to be Joseph Tice, Michael Finlayson, Carl Shedd, Brandon McKissick, Adam de Blasio, Grant Davis, Michael Laria, and of course, that is it, Dylan Roberts, just on the outside. But that will do it. 4 minutes on the clock. Everybody's coming back out onto the track. All right, it looks like everyone getting up to speed here, so we'll put your driver bar back up so you know who we're watching. It looks like Michael Finlayson is going to come out, as well as Joseph Tice back out onto the track as well. Again, it looks like the one of Ashton Crowder is not coming back out. I did see him pull into his pit stall, and he exited his car, so I don't know if he's going to be allowed to come back out or not.
Ashton Crowder, I guess, had some issues going on. He disconnected from the client. Now, he has reconnected back, so...
Oh, that is definitely not good. Well, the good news is he's reconnected back here. I'm not sure, again, that would reset his stuff as far as tires and everything, so I don't know if he's going to be able to go out as the 5 of Joseph Tice is going to smack the inside wall after scraping the outside wall, and he is going to have to tow, so it looks like he may be done here for qualifying. Meanwhile, Michael Finlayson in the 14 is still out on the track, as well as everybody else in the top 8, but so far nobody has been able to top that top time here by Ashton Crowder.
No, they haven't. And, the closest one is Joseph Tice. Michael Finlayson's last lap was a 38.678. So, he's 0.025 seconds behind the leader. And I believe that number 14 machine is done.
He is indeed. He's pulling it down. So next out there would be Adam de Blasio. So he's going to try to get up there. Joseph Tice is not coming back out. Again, if he had to tow, I don't think he can come back out, as that car would reset and it wouldn't be on the same thing. So you can't wreck the car. If you do, you're done here in qualifying. And we'll see everyone else still out there. I'm looking forward to seeing this 24 of Grant Davis get up there. We've seen him be fast before. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see. But while we have just about a minute or so left here before we get to it, doesn't look like too many more people are going to be advancing. Let's pull up the point standings very quickly here. That is the wrong logo in there. We do apologize for that. We have the right thing in there, so we'll hide that. We'll just go over the point standings. But Michael Finlayson, who is out on the track right now, does have a 6-point lead over Dylan Roberts.
And, points are close up top between the two, the top two, and Michigan's going to probably end up shaking up the point standings even further. Riley Grant Davis will be sitting in third, 21 points behind. Adam de Blasio sitting in fourth, 22 points behind. So I believe Michigan is going to be, the track that's going to shake these points up even further. Ryan Dawson sitting in fifth with 120 points, 29 points behind. Shane Theron, 119 points in 6th, 30 points behind. Michael Laraya in 7th. We talked about him earlier, 115 points, 34 points behind. Ashton Crowder, currently the top guy on the pole here in qualifying, setting at 8th, 115 points, 34 points behind. Walker Thomas in 9th, 107 points, 42 points behind. And Brandon McKissick, top 10 in points. He is the last one in the point standings right now in the top 10. 106 points, 43 points behind.
Is indeed, and qualifying is over now, so that means we are getting ready here for practice, or for the race to come up, because we got about 20 seconds on the clock here again before we move on to the actual race. So again, just to recap, it's going to be a great race here. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here, of course, on MaxSpeedTV, and just an outstanding race. Can't thank everyone enough for tuning in, as it looks like they are taking off the grid here, and there is, or off the pit road grid is coming up. So that being said, it's time to go through your Walls of Beardco starting grid, as we will pull it up, and it looks like we will start it off with Josh, if you want to run through those first 6 rows for us.
Yes, sir, Ray. Starting row 1, Waltz Beardco starting grid. Ashton Crowder coming in grabbing the pole with a 38.652. Congratulations, Ashton, for getting the pole here. Joseph Tice in a 2nd place, going to be starting on the outside of him. Michael Finlayson in 3rd. In row number 2, Adam de Blasio will be on the outside of him in row 2 as well. Row 3, Carl Shedd in the 5th spot here. Brandon McKissick in 6th. Row 4, Riley Grant Davis in that 7th spot. Michael Laraya in 8th in row number 4. Row number 5, Dylan Roberts in 9th. Joshua Adams on the outside of him in 10th. And row number 6 will be Bradley Burke in 11th. And Ron Dyson on the outside of him in that 28 machine in 12th.
In row 7, you're going to have Bryson Stafford and Brandon Kaufman. Row 8 is going to be Walker Thomas and Shane Terrian. Row 9 is going to be Patrick McLaurin and Justin Munsil. Row 10 is going to be Baron Labasco and Tanner Allen. Row 11 is going to be Seth Silvero. Hopefully we get that right. I've not seen that name before. And Robert Kenny. Row 12 is going to be Jamie Dyson and Corey Hoover. Row 13 is going to be Tommy Massey and Jacob Adams. Row 14 is going to be Tom Story and Mike Tellier. And row 15, there is nobody on row 15 here tonight. 14 rows, 28 drivers, as it looks like Ashton Crowder is going back. He was starting first, but it looks like he is falling back here, so he may not be our pole sitter here.
Ashton Crowder was given an EOL penalty by the admins.
I'm assuming that has something to do with disconnecting there, so that is unfortunate for him, as he had a very good run. That's going to give the pole to the 14 of Michael Finlayson here. All right, we're putting your stages up there. Stage 1, 40 laps. So at the end of lap 40, when they go to start lap 41, you will see a caution come out, and we will officially start stage 2. So that will be your final stage of the night. So 2 stages, 40 laps apiece. We're getting ready to get this thing going. So Josh will hand it over to you.
All righty, well, pace car did dive in, folks. Let's go, green flag out. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go, green flag racing to Michigan, boys.
And it is out indeed. Michael Finlayson got the jump he needed, but that number 5 of Joseph Tice is right there beside him. But we'll we'll see, can he make something happen? Not going to happen. And here comes the 45 of Carl Shedd. He's going to take it to the inside, and he may take second position from him. Again, it's going to be a awesome battle here as the 5 is trying to fight his way back up. That is Joseph Tice in the number 5 here tonight.
Yes, it is. I got a message from Mr. Ashton Crowder. He got an EOL for not merging correctly.
Huh. So we'll see if we can't clarify merging. I guess that was when they were coming onto the track from the pits. I'm not sure. It could have been during qualifying, not sure. We'll see if we can't get a word in with him here if we get a caution. And we'll see exactly when that merging penalty would have taken place. But interesting there, as we'll just have to kind of see. We've never heard of that before. But again, this is their rule, so it is a rule. And if he broke it, he got the penalty for it.
Exactly, and right now Michael Finlayson up front here has led a lap here so far. The only driver to lead any laps here, but Michael Finlayson has got Joseph Tice right there on his bumper in that number 5 machine.
Yeah, and keep it in mind, Michael Finlayson and Ashton Crowder, I believe those two are teammates, if I'm not mistaken. So those two are going to be trying to work together. If I do recall, they are indeed teammates. So you expect to see those two working together here throughout this race. As Ashton Crowder, we'll check in with him if we can find him here. He's back in 23rd right now, so he definitely has his work cut out for him if he wants to get back up to the front. But he's definitely got a fast car based on qualifying. His biggest thing is he's got to avoid all the wrecks and try to keep that car clean.
Exactly, and that's the key thing here at Michigan is keeping your car clean. Michigan doesn't really run tires down that bad. I mean, it does run tires down. Don't get me wrong. I mean, all tracks do. But you're going at such a high rate of speed here. The last thing on your mind is your tires. You really want to keep that car clean if we have a battle for the lead.
Do indeed, and it looks like Joseph Tice may get it. He does indeed, but can he hang on to it? He's going to have to do a very good job of it here, as we do apologize. He's got a white background, so the number is not showing up, but your new leader is the 5 of Joseph Tice as he takes the lead from Michael Finlayson here on lap number 5 of 80. Again, we have a 40-lap stage. 2 40-lap stages, your first one and your final one. So still plenty of time to try to get the lead back, but that was our only lead change so far here in the race.
Joseph Tice managed to get around him, didn't lead the last lap. Michael beat him out to it, but no doubt about it, Joseph will lead this lap in that number 5 machine up front here. They're single file pretty much all the way back. We do have some battles going on back here indeed, as they are side by side. That number 18, the machine of Walker Thomas, is fighting side by side with, I do believe, the 61 of Bronson Stafford for 12.
Indeed, they are. And it looks like the 18 is going to try to take it to the inside here and see if he can't get by the 61 of Bronson Stafford. We'll see if he can. He's going to try to get that iBuyPower PC to 11th position. Right ahead of them, though, is Ryan Dyson. Again, he's right there on the back bumper of Dylan Roberts, as it looks like he's going to take it to the inside and see if he can't get that Our Expressions Chevrolet in front of that Fastenal number 20. Sorry about number 31. There he is. That's a number.
31 of Dylan Roberts, bud.
Yes, there we go. Couldn't see his number on the car and couldn't find him there, but that is a 31 of Dylan Roberts, as Ryan Dyson does get by him in the 28. So he will take 10th position. So Ryan Dyson up to 10th position. Check in one I didn't see here tonight, as we'll check back here, back in 19th position, Brandon Kaufman. His teammate, Shane Neiswanger, not here tonight. I know, if I recall, he did not get his charter paid, so he may not be in this race because of that. But again, that's going to hurt him in the point standings. Right now he's not in the top 20. Brandon Kaufman, however, is in I believe 17th position in points, so he needs to get to the front and he needs to get there quick if he wants to have a good points night.
Yes, he does. And, it's all about the points here. The person with the highest points, to go into their chase, you get the win. I believe you're in. Of course, I'm not entirely sure how they set the rules, but, they do have a chase here. So getting into that chase, locking yourself in is going to be key. And this is one of those tracks that you definitely want to get a decent finish at.
Is indeed. As there for a minute, it looked like Shane Tarian had a scare there as he blinked out there for a split second. As we're going back up to Ryan Dyson, he is back in the battling position. He's going to take ninth from Bradley Burke. So he is slowly but surely picking off people here for the lead, or to get to the lead, as it looks like Joseph Tice still has a 0.299 second lead. And Carl Shedd, though, just shaved a second off of that lead. Now he's going to gain a little, or lose a little of that back. So, again, these front guys are really staying single file. They're not pressing any issues too terribly bad. You really have to go back here to about 12th, right 10th through 12th. And back before you start seeing any real battles going on, as there's one going on right now between the 51 of Bradley Burke and the 31 of Dylan Roberts, and Dylan Roberts is going to take 10th position.
Go up in the top 10. Still a long race ahead of these guys, just picking off positions. Of course, coming down to the stage, they're going to be wanting to get into that top 10 for stage points. That's going to really help them going into the chase. One of the guys I have been watching, though, since the start of the race is that 27 machine of Ashton Crowder. Now, he started on pole, but he had to move back all the way to the end of the field here for a penalty he received at the beginning of the race. And they're almost 3 wide back here where Ashton is fighting for that position.
Yeah, they are indeed going 2 and 3 wide as somebody's into the wall. I believe that's the 33 of Corey Hoover. And then Hunt's Brother Pizza Chevrolet, as he is going to scrape the wall. He has quite a bit of damage to the right side of that car now. And that may play a factor here. Again, this isn't a super speedway, but as big as it is, you do get a little bit of a draft. So with a little bit of damage like that, it could play a factor in his races. He did lose about 3 or 4 spots, as it looks like Brandon McKissick's having some connection issues as well. So we'll just have to kind of see how this goes. And I can almost imagine that probably scared Brandon a little bit as he saw Corey Hoover into that wall.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Somebody gets into the wall directly in front of you at a high rate of speed like you're doing. You have no time to react. And good thing, Corey kind of kept it up there. Now, unfortunately for Corey, he kept it on the wall. And, the longer you keep it on the wall, the more damage you're going to get. But Corey understood that he had cars around him. He didn't want to cause any accidents, so he kept it up there to let everybody that he could buy, and then he got it off the wall as quickly as he could. But, yeah, it would have scared the daylights out of me, that's for sure.
And while we were talking about that, we watched that actually happen on the track there. We saw him get into the wall. Something happened to Joseph Tice. He is back in 3rd place now as Carl Shedd and Michael Finlayson got by him. So I don't know what happened to the 5 of Joseph Tice. He lost 2 spots. I don't see any damage on that car, though, so I'm not sure what happened to him as he is falling backwards. It looks like he's going to lose another spot to the 94 of Adam de Blasio here. So something is not working in that car right now.
But Charles, and it could be tires, because these guys started on the tires that they qualified with. So their tires are a little bit used up, I would say, more than the ones in the back, because they did have to go out and they did do their reevaluation on their qualifying. So it's not much of a difference, but if that is the case, it is definitely showing on that number 5 machine.
It definitely is showing, and those scuffed tires were good for a few laps, but they are not working right now. And keeping in mind, we're about 5 laps away, 4 or 5 laps away from halfway of stage 1. So again, we have gone caution-free so far in this race. So a very good race considering these guys are on the scuffed tires. They didn't get to go in. They started on those old tires. We've had 2 lead changes here as Michael Finlayson started. He got the lead because of starting on pole. He lost it to Joseph Tice, who lost the lead again. He's fallen to 4th now, and he's potentially going to lose some more spots as those tires are really falling off. Meanwhile, you know, we talked about how those front probably 5-6 spots were really single file. They're not anymore. Now they're starting to get side by side and duke it out here for top 5 positions.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And you're going to see that throughout the race. You know, like I said, right now it's all about getting in at the top 10 for that stage, for your stage points. And these guys up here are doing a fantastic job of kind of holding their own. The 42 of Brandon McKissick does have a little bit of company behind him, as he's got Riley Grant Davis in the 24 machine. And Michael Laraya, though, right there in that 44 machine, has found his way up to the top 6 here, and he is putting them down one by one as well.
Yes, Michael Laraya just right there, and he is all over the 42 of Brandon McKissick, and he may take that spot here. Again, these guys are giving no space to anyone. They're racing clean, but they're giving no room. They want to get that spot, and he's right there going to try to get it. You just have to force the issue sometime, cleanly, of course, but you don't want to wreck anyone. But sometimes you just got to stick it in there and try to make it work, as that is sometimes the only way, especially when you got cars like the 42 and the 45 right now, or the 44, my bad, that are that closely matched in speed, as they're both running 42 3s and 42 2s. So again, just so close on times that sometimes you just have to try to send it here. And it looks like the 44 is trying, but he just can't get by.
As you're right back here watching a battle for that position between the 44, trying to, you know, make moves. We got a battle up here for the lead again between Carl Shedd and Michael Finlayson. Carl had it for a moment, but Michael is just not giving him any room, but will take the lead. He's going to lead it at the line here. I'm not sure exactly who got that.
It was
Carl
like
Shedd.
It was indeed Shedd that got the lead. And while they're battling there, look who's creeped his way back up into 3rd, passing the 94 of Adam de Blasio. That is Joseph Tice. So I'm wondering if he got a little loose or something, and it's taken him these probably 3 or 4 laps to get back up to a pace, as he's working his way, and he may be trying to get by the 14 of Michael Finlayson again here for 2nd. As again, those tires may have not been the issue, may have just been getting a little loose as he's trying to get us back to the front again.
Yeah, and that could very well be possible too, Charles. And you know, when you was talking there, the 94 machine of Adam de Blasio came up on the Joseph Tice of that number 5 machine, and almost got into the back of him, got him a little loose there. Might have taken the air off of him, because these cars, you know, if you take the air off of somebody in front of you, it's going to really get you, you know, squirrely out there. But no damage done between the 5 and the 94. They're both clean, and they're still both racing it out.
They are indeed. And again, Carl Shedd leading for the first time here in the race. He's now led 2 laps, but this is the first time he's been out there, and I'm pretty sure it probably won't be the last, as he is putting together a fantastic run. And again, we want to check in with one that got that EOL, Ashton Crowder. He is back in 8th position. He's solidly in the top 10, and he's working his way as he's going to try to get by the 24, I believe it is, of Grant Davis, who is his next target, you might say. But once he gets up to the 24 of Grant Davis, he has the 44 of Michael Laraya and, of course, Brandon McKissick. So he's got 3 cars that he could potentially get by, and a few more than that as the 94 is going around. Caution coming out for the 94 of Adam de Blasio as he just gets it loose there and spins it out. So let's go back and take a look and see what happened to the 94 of Adam de Blasio.
Well, the 94 had company with the 42 behind him of Brandon McKissick.
He did indeed. Was there contact made is the question, or did he just take the air off? I don't think, no. He just broke loose all by himself, the 42, doing a fantastic job not to run him over. But just all by himself, just broke the car loose. And again, that could be a product of these tires.
Yeah, definitely. It very well could be.
Sitting here riding along with the 94 on a board camera with him here as he spins. We'll see what it was like and what he was doing to try to fix this car as you see him go into the corner again, and it just breaks loose. We'll see right there the wheel goes back and forth trying to save it, just unable to. Car goes around, flaps come up to stop it from rolling over, and he's going to roll right through victory lane and put it to a stop. So he did a good job. He did not hit the walls or anything, so a very good job of him to keep it off the walls. So everybody on pit road here for the first caution, and everyone's going to take tires and fuel here as we expected they probably would. This is going to change things up here too, Josh. If you look how they came out here, we'll take a look at our top 5 after 23 laps completed. It is now Carl Shedd maintaining the lead here. Joseph Tice in second. Michael Finlayson in fourth. His teammate Ashton Crowder now in fourth. Brandon McKissick in fifth. So 2 teammates right there working together in third and fourth. So this could get very interesting to get this restart going.
Sorry about that. I had to step away real quick. But yeah, hey, Ashton Crowder are going to come out here all back out on the track after pit stops.
He is indeed starting in fourth with his teammate Michael Finlayson in a third. So those two, I'm sure, will work with each other here on the restart.
How about we pull that number 27 machine up here?
Definitely a good idea. Let's go on board with him and get a quick interview in with him.
All right. Well, I got him up here. Ashton Crowder got a copy, bud?
Yeah, I do. Sorry.
That's all right, man. Hey, man, what a comeback after the start of the race there, bud. You find yourself up here up in fourth spot. Now you sent me a message about what had happened, but can you elaborate more on what happened there?
Yeah, it was all my fault. I mean, admittedly, I didn't listen to the driver's meeting at all. Basically, I was kind of just in my own zone, just messing around, really, and didn't listen to where we had to merge. I figured it was when the white line started, but I wasn't totally sure, and I came up the track in qualifying and crossed before I was supposed to, so I got an EOL, went back to like 28th or something like that, and in about 20 laps, worked our way up to about, I don't know, 8th, something like that. So very good run there. I think I had the best tires out of my teammates, and I had to come from the back. So we'll just see what happens in next run. The teammates have been very fast this race. I think led a few laps too. So gonna see if they can. Anything's possible here.
Exactly. Well, you know, you're coming up to the restart here momentarily. Going to have about 15 laps left before the end of the stage one. Do you think you have the car to maybe come away with the stage victory, or is it going to be working more with your teammate down there, Michael Finlayson, to maybe come with a 1-2 punch?
I mean, he has the points lead, so if anything, I'm gonna wreck him now. Joking. I'm gonna try to get the stage win, of course, maximum points, but really, having to start from the back, I'm really happy with whatever, is given to me, essentially. But for sure, we're going to try to get the stage 1.
Well, all right, Ashton, man. Y'all getting double foul here, bud. We'll let you get back to it, man, and good luck down there.
Thank you very much.
All right. Very confident.
Yes, indeed, with a good reason here, as we are on board with Ashton Crowder. Just got done talking to him, finishing third in the SRA Global Rallycross race right before this one. Here he is sitting in fourth. So a top 3 finish back-to-back would not be a bad night. Possibly get the win would be even better, as we do know he has the fastest car in practice and in qualifying. But unfortunately, entering the track too early in qualifying put him to the back here. So he has definitely fought back here, and he may have something for that the 45 and the 5, and possibly the 14, as they are ahead of him. But we'll see here, as the pace car should be diving off. They're coming out of turn 4 right now. Lights are off on the pace car. So this time by, we will get the green flag, and there goes the pace car diving off very quickly, and there it is. A green flag is out. We are racing once again, and the 45 of Carl Shed has quite the lead already, as he's going to dive up to the top lane here, and it looks like the top lane may be the preferred lane here, at least top to middle.
Yeah, Michigan International Speedway, you really want to get that run off the top side and make a run in late in the corner to get it down to the bottom. And when you come off of out of the turn, it's going to bring you pretty much right up to the wall. And by the time you get up to the wall, you're straight anyways, and you're almost full throttle going down the backstretch at a high rate of speed. So, but it looks like we're going to have a battle here going on, almost 3 wide up here up front. We are 3 wide.
3 wide for the lead between the 14, the 45, and the 5, and it's not going to end well for the 45 of, I believe that is, there it was, Carl Shed, I thought it was. There he is. He fell way back. I couldn't find him for a minute. He fell all the way to 11th after contact there. I'm not sure if there was contact between the cars, but he definitely got into the wall. So Carl Shed definitely losing some positions here, as he is all the way back to 11th, and it looks like he may lose another spot and fall to 12th here shortly, as they're going 3 wide again back here for 10th, 11th, and 12th.
Well, don't they know it's still early?
And I can imagine the 45 of Carl Shed is probably not liking this at all. He went 3 wide, and it cost him 3rd place. He fell to 11th, just to be found once again in a 3-way battle going on with, looks like Bronson Stafford himself and Ryan Dyson as well. So you go from 3rd 3 wide to all the way back to 11th 3 wide. So definitely not what he expected going on right now. But back up to the front, there are 2 teammates, Michael Finlayson and Ashton Crowder, running 1-2, being trailed by the 5 of Joseph Tice.
We have a battle for the lead up front here between the 2 teammates there of Ashton Crowder, Michael Finlayson. They're going to be fighting side by side on the backstretch here. Right now, that 14 has the run on the high side, but can he hold it? Because we know that 27 machine is fast. Had that unfortunate incident at the beginning of the race, but he is still side by side with that 14.
He is indeed, and we'll see at the line. Right now, Ashton Crowder being scored as the leader, and he will lead that lap. But here comes the 14 of Michael Finlayson back on the outside, and it's not going to work. He's going to slide in behind. So your new leader here for the first time is the number 27 of Ashton Crowder, and he is doing a good job of hanging on to it. We'll see if he can hold off the 14 of Michael Finlayson and the 5 of Joseph Tice. That is a very fast car now that he's got some of that damage repaired from looks like getting into the wall possibly early. He is definitely going to be a contender here in this race.
Exactly, and I wouldn't be surprised to see that number 5 machine be fighting for the win of the stage here, coming up at about 8 laps or so. because they are really winding down this first stage quickly.
They are indeed, and it just goes to show you they're running 39-second laps, so roughly 2 laps a minute, roughly anyway, a little over. You say about a minute 10, so still roughly about a minute a lap, a little over, but that just shows you how fast these guys are going around this track. And then to top it off, they're going 3 wide here for the lead at sometimes. So definitely some great racing here as we're going to drop back a little bit and see if we got any battlings going on. And we do 3 wide back for about 18th.
18th spot. These guys are still battling out back here. Can't really count anybody out of this race at all. Still early indeed. 7 laps to go here in the first stage as that 12 machine is putting up the pipe about 33 of Corey Hoover there. The 12 machine being Patrick McLaurin there. He was really putting it up the tailpipe of that 33, man. He was right there. Oh! And he gets loose.
Yeah, the 33, that was Corey Hoover. He just got it way loose. Kind of scraped the wall there, it looked like. He got way out of shape. And what a job for the 54, the 12, and everybody behind them, even the 33 of Corey Hoover, to not wreck that thing. That was probably some of the best driving under wrecking conditions I've seen in a long time. So he does have damage, but was able to save it. So good news, the pizza in that car is not going to be wrecked. That is good news. He is still making his delivery to the front of this track or race.
To the front of the track? I think he's already on the front of the track. They're on the front track now.
to the front of the race. Getting myself tongue twisted here. He is making his way to the front of the field, where he was until that happened. So that damage may slow him down a little bit, but he's still trying to get by the 12 of Patrick McLaurin, and it looks like he is going to seal the deal here possibly. So that damage is not hurting him too bad here in this race.
A little bit of damage might not hurt you, and it's not hurting him. So maybe throughout as the race progresses, maybe he can get more of that damage fixed, and then maybe even come home with the win. Because Charles, one of the races I've called with you, we have seen guys win races with damaged engines and even blown engines at that.
Yeah, we've seen it all here on MaxSpeedTV. And it's just crazy what can happen as we go back up to the front. It looks like the 14, looked like he had a run there possibly at Ashton Crowder, but it's kind of fallen off. I don't think he is, but only separated by now 0.233 seconds. Again, looking at the laps here, we're on lap 36 of 80, so we have 4 laps to go, and we will conclude stage 1. Those guys really going to start battling here at the front. They want those stage bonus points. As Ashton Crowder said here early when we talked to him, maximum points. That's what these guys are out here trying to get.
Exactly. We see Ashton up here running up front with his teammate, Michael Finlayson, and they may be teammates, but when it comes to winning the race, they're not gonna give each other an inch. They're gonna make each other win the race, and I imagine within 3 laps, you're gonna see that 14 machine push up to that 27 and give him a run for the stage victory, if both of them can stay in front of Joseph Tice there.
Yeah, that is a big if. We're sitting there, we was reading chat, getting some jokes going on in chat. Yeah, it definitely is going to be difficult. I really think that 5 of Joseph Tice has something for these guys. He may be conserving a little bit here too, as we'll see here if he has anything. They are on lap 38 of 40 right now. Okay, we've had only 1 caution for 4 laps, 43 laps to go. So in 3 laps, we will officially get a caution here to end stage 1. 5 different lead changes here, as we have had 4 different leaders. 13 laps for Finlayson. Tice has led 8, Crowder led 8, and Shed has led 8 laps here in this race. But right now, this race belongs to Ashton Crowder, but he's got a lot of company coming. 0.1 seconds separating first and second.
Yeah, that 14 machine of his teammate, Michael Finlayson, not giving him any inch. And any mistake that 27 makes right now, that 14 is going to pounce like a cat on a mouse there. what I would expect that number 5 to do the same thing if both of these two gentlemen up front maybe have a little squirrely there as that 27 gets a little loose, opens the door up low for the 14.
And will he do it? He does indeed lead that lap. So the 14 going to lead one more lap here as Michael Fenlison is your new race leader. We'll see, can the 27 of Ashton Crowder get back by him? He is at the moment on the outside being scored as the race leader. And these two, again, we talked about it, they're teammates battling out here for the lead, not only for the lead but for those bonus points. And they're going to race each other as hard as they can to try to stay out in front. But it's going to be very interesting to see who indeed does get it this time by. It looks like it is going to be Ashton Crowder. And there is the caution for the end of stage 1.
Ashton Crowder will indeed come away with the stage victory here for the Upper Edge Racing League at Michigan on lap number 40. What a race these guys up front put on. I'm sure Michael wanted to get the win, but, his teammate right there with him, and they're just racing it up to the end.
They were indeed. Again, that will end stage number 1. So we have a moment here. We have a little break. We want to give a big shout out real fast to all the sponsors, of course, that are getting us here for this race. Real fast, we want to give a big shout out to Walls Beard Co., Sim Seed Shop, Northwest Racing Series, Elite 7 Racing, Ohio IndyCar League, and iBog on the MaxSpeedTV side of things, and all the sponsors here that make this possible for the broadcast on the racing side of things. Of course, Our Expression, Crowder Crew, My Car Doc, Profile Machine Products, Eddie's Sports Bar, Drive for Suicide Prevention, Car Zip, The Drill Spiel, and, of course, last but not least, NC Design Concepts, landscaping for residential and commercial. Again, just a thank you for everyone for tuning in here tonight as well on the broadcast. We've already seen some great racing, and we're just over halfway.
This race is by far not even over with. I do believe you will see everybody come down a pit road here during the stage of caution to get the new set of tires, the fuel, because I am sure the drivers out there are definitely filling the tires.
They are indeed. So it looks like we'll get the racing back underway probably around lap 45, maybe the start of lap 46. As we'll see, there's several caution laps here. But again, we'll see who comes out front. Right now, I want to note that if you look, the 97 of Mike Tellier did not pit. He is your race leader right now in that number 97 machine, 19 laps on his tires. So he's clearly been down pit road already twice because he has only 19 laps on there, and obviously we have run 43. So he must have came down during that first caution, and he is opting not to come down this time.
Well, and Mike Tellier has not led a lap here yet, and I'm not sure exactly what his game plan is. Of course, we don't know that as broadcasters, but I'm sure he's, out here. He knows everybody's going to have fresh tires. He knows everybody's going to have the fuel. He knows he's going to have a target on his back. So the question is Mike going to, knowing all this, is he going to stay out and just lead a lap and just let everybody by him, or is he indeed going to come down pit road?
We'll see. It looks like he is going to stay out here and lead. Nope, he's coming down the pit road. So we'll see if he officially leads the lap or not. Again, there comes Ashton Crowder, and Ashton Crowder is going to beat him to the line, so he will not lead that lap. I wondered if maybe he was going to try to lead the lap and try to beat these guys around, but it didn't happen here, so he will not officially be credited with leading a lap. And he was on the lead lap, so he could also be doing this to maybe stay at the back of this field and work his way up. and just possibly to, just to have a little bit fresher tire and that extra gallon of fuel here in the car for this second stage?
It's a very big possibility. Well, the stage is over with, Charles, and still got several, turns here to go before they get the green flag. How about you get that winner of stage 1 up here and have a chat with him?
I think we will indeed get him up here, as we will pull him to us. If we can find him. There he is, Ashton Crowder. We will move him
Already got him.
Well, there we go. Ashton Crowder, you got a copy?
What's up?
Well, we talked to you once already. We get you back in here. You got to the front to get this stage win, to get those points like you needed. You got your teammate behind you. So we saw you two battling side by side. It is your teammate, so does it make it a little less nerve-wracking and more fun, or is it still nerve-wracking out there running with your teammate?
No, it was pretty calm until we got into one. He got below me, and I don't know if it's my internet or what, because I'm having problems, but it looked like he went straight up the track and basically chopped me. That was a nerve-wracking moment. But every part else, he's a really good driver, so he knows what he's doing. But I don't know. It's just one of them deals where you're racing so hard for stage win, you don't want to mess anything up, and okay. Overall, it was pretty nerve-wracking, but not as much as it usually would have been.
Well, definitely, you got the stage win. Now you're going for the win here, as we're going to get this thing going here with to start lap 46. But, again, lights are off, so we're going to get you back down to your race channel. And, with any luck, we'll be interviewing you for a second time here, this time in Victory Lane.
For sure. We're going to try.
All right. Well, again, we'll see you here in a few if we can. That was a quick interview with Ashton Crowder, who is leading this race right now. So the question is, can he hold on to the lead, or will somebody else get it from him? But this time we will get the green flag, and Josh, we'll let you get this thing going again.
Oh, there we go. I finally got my mic working. It wasn't working on me, but sounds good, man. And got to give kudos to Ashton Crowder. Started up at the pole, had to go to the back of the field, worked his way up, got the stage win, and now he's fighting for a victory here. But that pace car is going to make it all elusive left turn into pit road here and get them stacked up there. And Ashton Crowder on the loud pedal. We are underway here for the last stint of the race here for the Upper Edge Racing League at Michigan.
We are indeed, as green flag just came out, lap 46 of 80, so already nearly 10 laps in to the last 40. So here shortly we'll be at the 30 lap mark very quickly here, as Michael Fendelson is running second, but look at third, fourth, and fifth. Joshua Adams up in third place for the first time here tonight. Brandon McKissick and Joseph Tice. Those guys all battling as a caution comes out. And not sure who it is. It looks like it's going to involve the 45 of Carl Shedd, who was up front earlier. Well, let's go back and take a look.
Not entirely sure what happened there.
Hey, he was off pace, but it wasn't by a whole lot. It looks like the 81 is out of the race now as well. But he's already 31 laps down, so that happened earlier. We'll see here what happened to the 45 of Carl Shedd. He was running 18th place. Something happened to him to cause this.
Oh, happened up in front with the 28 machine.
Oh, Ryan Dyson in the 28. So really the 45 didn't get too much of it. That actually started with the 28. As we'll go back here again and let's see exactly what happened to him.
Oh, contact was made between the 61 and the 28, and then I believe the 51 got involved in that as well, of Bradley Burke.
We'll see here. So far, so good here on the backstretch. This must have happened in turn 3 and 4 as we're watching these guys battle. And yes, the 51 actually got into the 28. of then, and not sure what happened after that to cause the smoke, as we did see some smoke coming from the 28, I do believe. Oh, more contact between him and the 97 as the 97 blinked out.
Yeah, just the 28 got sideways at a high rate of speed. And, of course, you know, getting at that high rate of speed and you go sideways, you're going to bring out some smoke. That is for sure.
Yes, indeed. As the 28 of Ryan Dyson's going to get his spot back, it looks like here. At least he was here on the replay as he's pulling it to the bottom. Excuse me. It looks like he is fighting that ill-handling car after that, of course. But we're going to go down pit road. Everybody coming down pit road to get some fresh tires here. So we'll see Ashton Crowder, of course, maintaining his lead. It looks like about the top 11 cars did not come down pit road.
Our top 11 did not come down pit road, and a few other ones made some extra pit stops there too, just to, you know, kind of see, you know, maybe get some damage fixed. You know, Michigan being a 2-mile track, you have a little bit of time to get some damage fixed on your car if you've got it.
Yeah, definitely. As looking here, I'll take a look at our cautions real fast. That is the third caution. Technically only the second caution. One of those was the stage caution, so we can't really count that. So 2 cautions, 10 laps, 33 laps to go. 7 different lead changes here tonight. So quite a few lead changes, but out of those 7 lead changes, it's only been 4 different leaders.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you have some, you know, people swapping places up front during the green flag run, and you know, not in the too distant future as they get the one to go here. You're going to be having 30 laps left.
Yeah, and once they get into this crunch time, it's going to make them want to push it a little bit harder to get to the front, and we could see another caution because of that. You know, time will tell on that, whether cautions breed cautions. But again, once they get it going here, they are definitely going to want to keep it going green, especially the ones that are pulling away. As right now, they do have lane choice, and it looks like Ashton Crowder, your leader, is choosing to start on the outside lane. And it looks like Joshua Adams in the 88, first time being in second place here tonight. He's starting on the inside, so we'll see if that's going to cost him any positions, as it seems like the outside lane is the preferred lane, and it has been all night.
Well, speaking of, Joshua Adams started in the top 10 and up here into second place in that number 88 machine. What a run by him.
Yeah, I really haven't talked about him a whole lot here. He's kind of snuck his way up to the front, so very good job to do so. As he is going to be starting second, as Brandon McKissick third, Joseph Tice fourth, and Shane Terrian is going to be starting fifth. And again, take a look here if we can find his teammate, Michael Finlayson, going to be starting back in 11th, so he's fallen back a few spots. But that being said, green flag is back in the air once again. Ashton Crowder got a huge jump this time, already a .216 second lead over second place of Brandon McKissick, as Joshua Adams is going to fall to third. So that inside lane just didn't help him at all in that restart.
No, the inside lane is very, very difficult here at Michigan. Oh, we got him sideways and wrecking in the back.
So far, no caution. That is crazy. As we got the 2 going around of Justin Munsill. Haven't talked about him at all today. He went around, and it looks like the 44 of a caution will come out of Michael Laria, going to come out as well. So let's go back and see what happened to these guys. What happened to the 44? He already had some damage. Looks like he is going to get... Oh, the 2 made contact with somebody. Not sure who he exactly hit there. But major contact is several cars going around. Looks like for the most part, most of them recovered except for those 2. But let's go back here once again, and we'll take another look at this from our blimp camera here. And we'll just see exactly... what happened?
That was contact.
And looked like some pretty major contact in that matter. see, right in here is where it about happened. The 2 slid up is what it looked like, and maybe hit the 4, I believe it was, and then it was on from there. Cars go spinning, and the 44 looked like he was set to really hit the inside wall. Kind of scraped it, though, but it was the 4 of Tanner Allen that got run into by the 2 of Justin Munsil, and that was what caused all of that. We are back, and I don't expect to see too many people down pit road, at least not in the front. These guys have pretty much committed to not pitting yet, as looks like we are right. So some guys not going to be pitting, but now your new leader is Joshua Adams.
Yeah, Joshua Adams will lead a lap here to get some bonus points going on for him. So a great job by that 88. Going to stay out to lead a lap. Walker Thomas up here in a second. Started 15th, so he is having a great run as well. Another one having a great run, Shane Therian, started 16th, running 3rd. Adam de Blasio started 4th, currently setting in 4th. Bradley Burke started 11th, running in 5th. That's your top 5 here so far.
It is. These guys, man, what a race. Again, I think we're going to have the old thing here. Cautions breed cautions. It just seems to be the way it's going to go here now. 4 cautions, technically 3, 12 laps, still not much out of the 80-lap race. 29 laps to go. You were talking about soon it would be 30 to go. Well, that ship has come and sailed. We're working on 20 to go here in the next 9 laps.
Oh, yes, we are. And, they've been winding down this race, pretty good here. And it looks like the only driver that has still yet taken their car behind the wall early, currently 54 laps down, Seth Silverio. Hopefully I said his last name correctly. If not, Seth, you can jump me later. But, still have 27 fast drivers out here pulling some laps. And, I still wouldn't count any of these guys out. Michael Laraya in the 44, Justin Munsil in the 2, and Tanner Allen in the 4. Still wouldn't count out either of those 3.
Yeah, you definitely can't count any of them out as the lights are off, so we will get the green flag next time. Again, we want to remind everybody here tonight, you're watching the Tallarico Signs and Design 200 here on MaxSpeedTV. This is another great edition of the Upper Edge Racing League. Again, I don't believe they're taking new members right now. I'm not sure if they are or not. You'd have to get a hold of them, but you can check them out at upperedgeracing.com for all the latest details, point standings, all of that good stuff throughout the week. So make sure you check them out. That is upperedgeracing.com for some great news. You can read their articles and stuff like that. Again, that website was built by Our Expression, one of their sponsors. A great looking website, so make sure you check it out, and you can also check out all their sponsors and stuff on there. But that being said, it's time to get this thing going again as they are coming into turn 3. So just about one turn away, we'll be getting this thing going once again. And again, this could be our last restart of the night. We just don't know. It could get very interesting. That caution barely came out, but it did come out when they came back out onto the racing surface. So will we have another caution? Will it go green the rest of the way? We'll know here in the next probably about 28 laps, as there it is, a green flag back in the air, and they were on the pedal before that green flag ever came out, and the 88 of Joshua Adams got a huge jump.
Yeah, he didn't get much of a jump, though. That 88 got around him quick, or that 38. Well, I mean, he got the jump he needed to stay out front, I'll say that much. But, boy, it didn't take much because everybody was on the loud pedal at one time.
They were indeed. They were right on the 88. As soon as he took off, everybody took off. Almost what you would consider a hole shot if this was drag racing. As soon as one hit, they were all right on it too. So a good start for everyone. And I want to point out here, as we'll zoom in a little bit closer to the 88 of Joshua Adams. If you look at his back bumper and then you look at the back bumper of Shane Therian, if you look at those, they have the identical logos on their back bumpers. So I'm wondering if those two are teammates here tonight.
Well, let me I believe they are for Rubbins Racing Motorsports. They are in the same lobby here in Discord. So I do believe that they are teammates here. Jacob Adams.
Sorry, the 88
Justin
scraped the wall. Not to cut you off, but the 88 scraped the wall pretty hard there, but he maintains the lead.
That is probably a good thing. You know, he can scrape the wall a little bit, just don't do it too much. But yes, I believe those two gentlemen up front, Joshua Adams, Shane Therian, are teammates. Jacob Adams, Justin Munsill, and Walker Thomas as well. So you do have 5 drivers, I believe, that are teammates.
And this isn't the first time we've seen teammates out front. They are definitely working each other here tonight. The question is, will the teammates of Michael Fendlison, who's in 10th place right now in that 14 machine, and Ashton Crowder in 7th, are they going to come up there and try to wreck this teammate party up there and try to get themselves into the top 3 again? Again, we know based off of qualifying times that the 27 of Ashton Crowder had the faster car, but tweaks could have been made throughout this race to make those others faster. So it's going to be just a time guess here to see if they can get to the front again.
Well, not to interrupt you during that whole teammate ordeal, but we got a little bit of rubbings racing back here between the 31 of Dylan Roberts and the 45 of Carl Shedd. During that last turn, that 31 machine and that 45 got door to door. And I guess they were just letting each other know that, hey, I'm down here and hey, I'm up here, because they were you couldn't put a piece of paper in between them. They were that close.
Yeah, they definitely were very close. And again, keep in mind on the 45 of Carl Shedd, he's been up front here. He has actually led 8 laps in this race. Now he's back in 14th. He wants to get back to the front. He wants to lead some more laps and try to get a good finish out of the night. So he is definitely further back than he has been all night long. So he really wants to get back up to the front and lead laps and possibly win this thing. The question is, can he? And someone we haven't talked about that's actually sitting behind him, battling with the 61 right now, that is Brandon Kaufman. We have not talked about him too terribly much here. Now he's actually battling with the 48 of Jacob Adams. But Kaufman in 14th now, trying to work his way to the front of this field.
Yeah, and they are hitting some fast speeds on the front. I was just on Brandon McKissick in that 42 machine on the front stretch there, and he was in the draft, of course, of the number 5 of Joseph Tice there, but he hit a top speed before he went to turn number 1 of 206 miles an hour. That just goes to show you how fast they go on this track.
Yeah, these guys are moving around this track. And interesting to see Joseph Tice back there in 9th position. He does have damage to that car, so he's still got damage there. And that is definitely affecting how this car handles here. So he's going to have to try to get that fixed if he can. But again, you just realize Joshua Adams is out front. And as he crosses the line here, it's going to be 20 laps to go here in the race. So 20 laps is all they have with 39-second laps. That's roughly going to be about 12 to 15 minutes around this track under green flag conditions. So that's not a lot of time to get around and try to get to the lead. I'm not sure if you had some mic issues there, but Shane Therian is sitting still in 2nd. Ashton Crowder is up to 3rd as he gets by Adam de Blasio. Walker Thomas in 5th. So those are your top 5. Grant Davis in 6th place right now. And Michael Fendlison in 7th. Bradley Burke is in 8th place right now. And 9th place is still Joseph Tice, as he is trying to take 8th place. And 10th place is Brandon McKissick right now. But Ashton Crowder is on the hunt as he looks like he's going to try to take 2nd from Shane Therian here in the next lap. And he's actually going to do it this lap. I'm not sure Josh is having some mic issues here or not, as we have seemed to have lost him here in the these closing laps. But unfortunate, but Ashton Crowder still battling, trying to get up to the lead here with 18 laps to go. He's chasing this man right there. That is the 88 of Joshua Adams. He has now led 12 laps. He's not led the most. Ashton Crowder has led the most laps here. Finlayson has led 14. And, of course, Adams has led 12. We've had several different leaders here, at least 5 different leaders here in tonight's race, as there goes the lead change. Ashton Crowder is going to take the lead here once again with going to be 17 to go at the line.
Charles, I'll be right back, but I have something I have to attend to here real quick, man.
Alrighty. All right, well, there you go. Josh having to take care of something real fast, so we'll get the action going here. Again, it is going to be a good race for the battle, or for the lead here, I think. Once these guys really settle it all out, we'll just have to kind of wait and see. But Ashton Crowder pulling a sizable lead now of a .316 as he got the lead, and he is not looking back. Joshua Adams has fallen back off of him just a little bit. Those two teammates right there, Shane Terrian and Joshua Adams, still battling for second, and they're 3 wide back here for 4th, 5th, and 6th. As the 14 of Michael Finlayson, Crowder's teammate, going to make it 3 wide, and they make it work somehow. As it looks like Finlayson is going to slack off just a little bit, or back off there a little bit, and he is not going to press that issue. But they were 3 wide for 4th position right now. Walker Thomas in the 18 is right now battling, and he is in the 4th position. But here comes Michael Finlayson in 5th place now, as he's going to take it from Adam de Blasio in 6th place, and he is fighting his way to the front to get up there to his teammate to try to get a 1-2 finish here in the race. 15 laps to go. Ashton Crowder still out front, and a caution is going to come out once again, and it is going to be Jamie Dyson this time in the 11 bringing out the caution. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here to the 11 all by himself? Something went wrong with this car. It already has damage to the left and right side of the car, and something just went wrong here for the 11. As you can already see the car a little sideways there, and right there just spins it out. Does he hit anything? It looks like he saved it from hitting anything. A very good job. As we'll go back here one more time, and let's go on the roll bar camera of the 11 as we go on board with Jamie Dyson here and see just how much he was trying to wheel this car, trying to save it here, as again just broke loose coming out of a corner. We'll see here what happened. It looked like coming out of turn 4. It was right there on the straightaway, and all seems good here. As it just right there broke loose. You see him fighting the wheel, trying to saw it back and forth. Doesn't help it. It goes around and into the infield he goes, but saves it from the grass. So good job for Jamie Dyson to save it from hitting anything after spinning it. As that will do it. We'll go back up to live coming to pit stops here. I'm sure we will see some coming in. We'll take a look here. They have 24 laps. Ashton Crowder only has 15 laps on his tires, but the rest of this field has up to 24 laps here. 14 laps to go. Will anybody come down pit road? And it looks like indeed everybody's going to be coming down pit road, as you'll see everyone right there coming down pit road. And I see everyone. We have one taker going to stay out. We'll see who that is. And it looks like it is going to be the 97 of Mike Tellier. So he will be your race leader at the moment. But there is everybody down pit road.
Folks, sorry about that, Charles, bud, but had a little emergency I had to attend to. I believe my dog might have got choked on something, so I had to go handle that.
Well, that's definitely not a good thing.
But we not sure, but he's doing all right now, so we're going to keep an eye on him and see how he is. But yeah, Mike Tellier going to stay out and going to, see exactly, maybe he can come and lead a lap. We seen him do this the last time, and he's doing it again. So, what is Mike thinking? You know, maybe is he going to be setting up hopefully for a quick caution and maybe get down on pit road again and, you know, get those fresh tires and, you know, maybe have a chance to come out with a win here? Or, you know, he's in the same position as he was the last time.
Yeah, and I think the big difference this time is the amount of laps left. I think last time he had like 30 laps on his tires, 25, something like that. He only has 16 on him this time with 13 to go and probably going to be about 10 to go when we take the green. If I was him, I'd risk it. You know, he hasn't been too far up at the front except for here. He hasn't led any laps. He started 28th. You know, he may try to chance this and try to get a win, but I don't look like he's going to pull to pit road, so he will not lead a lap again. You know, I thought maybe he was going to try to chance that. It wouldn't have been too bad of a risk.
Well, sorry about that coughing in your ear. Did not mean to do that. Yeah, he you know, is going to come on pit road. Oh, he had to back up in his stall, so he's going to start back on the back of the field again. I guess we'll have to see what that number 97 is going to do. Now, you know, then again, he could be just wanting a good finish here tonight here at Michigan. You know, it all depends. I'm not exactly sure where Mike is in the points. Do you have those?
He is actually in, let's see, 18th in points right now. So he's got 88 points. He's 61 points out of the lead. So he is in the top 20 in points right now. So a good finish is definitely something he is going to need here tonight. But it looks like for the most part, everyone that is on the track is ahead of him in the points. So again, he may have been trying to lead those laps. We will never know here. But he definitely has not led a lap. He has stayed out, just not long enough to lead a lap.
Exactly. As we get, they already had the one to go here. We're going to be coming to green flag here momentarily as they're making their way around turns 3 and 4 here. Now look who is up front again. Teammates, 27 of Ashton Crowder, Michael Finlayson on the outside. Got the 38 of Shane Therian and Walker Thomas and the 18 on the inside. And I believe Shane and Walker both are teammates. Yes, they are. So you have two different teammates up here as that pace car is going to make its all elusive dive on the pit road here. 12 to go, folks. 11 to go when they cross the line. Ashton is on the loud pedal, and you know that 14 and that 27 is going to work together. And you know that 38 and that 18 is going to work together as well.
Yeah, that's the two teammates versus two teammates, and both of the notice the 38 and the 18 are both sponsored by iBuyPower. As there goes somebody, and not sure who it is. Multiple cars going around. Big wreck back here. Caution comes out, and we have several cars involved. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened there. Let's go back and we'll see here. Let's go up to our blimp cameras. We can get a better view of this. 88 involved in this, but I don't think he started it as they were already beating and banging back here. Now we're going to take a different camera angle, see if we can see.
No, 3 wide almost, but between the 88, he caught in the center there. Oh, yeah, it started right up in front of him with the 94 and the 24, and it just cascaded from there.
Yeah, and it looked like, I believe that was the 38 of Shane Therian. May have been him, might have been his teammate, got really loose. It was the 18 got actually really loose, and he was already spinning on his own, and that may have caused these guys to really check up and wonder, you know, is he going to wreck or what's going on? So those guys really had to check up, and that may have initially what caused the hesitation in some people. And you know, you can't say he caught it, he brought the caution out. But you definitely didn't help the fears of anyone.
Oh, no, definitely not. You know, it's still, you know, 10 laps to go. Another caution comes out. Now, who did that help?
That definitely helped Ashton Crowder and Michael Finlayson, I think. That's bad news, though. That's going to put them on different lanes. So, you know, before they were on the same lane together on the outside. Now they're going to be outside and inside. So, you know, this could be interesting here to see how well these two work together. Will the 27 or the 14, time it? I'm sure they're going to time the start here to where one of them has, like, the 27 will time it for the 14 of Michael Finlayson so that he has time to scoot up into that outside lane before the others can catch up with him. I would look to see that happen here.
Yeah, exactly. They are going to be on different lines, 1 on 2. I believe Ashton probably will choose that outside line. That'll put the 14 on the inside. But, as teammates, they're communicating. They're going to be talking to one another and saying, okay, I'm going to be doing this and this. So why don't you do this? And this will help both of us. Them two are going to communicate as well as that 38 and 18 is going to communicate as well.
Yeah, they definitely will be communicating with each other here to start this, what should be the last restart of the race. There's no doubt in my mind, once we get this race started, there'll probably be about 7 laps to go, 6. So this should be, I believe, anything after 5 laps, we won't go green again. So this will be the last restart unless by some freak chance we have a caution right after the restart, which then again it did just happen. So, I would imagine this should be our last restart of the race.
Yeah, it should be the last restart, Charles. I mean, these guys, we know how the end of a races happen when it comes down when they're racing this close for the win, especially when you have two different teammates up here, one for one team and or 2 for one team and 2 for another, as they're going to get lined up here, double file, nose to tail on the restart here, going to be coming to 7 to go. Well, Charles, I got them going on the last restart. Hopefully this is the last restart, but you get them going on this restart, bud.
All right, lights are off. And, of course, as we predicted, Ashton Crowder going to take the outside lane. We'll see if he gasses it as quickly as he can and give his teammate that countdown here on the restart to where he can gas it at the same time and get right up there to the back bumper and get to the high side, as again, that is where the preferred line is here tonight. There they are on the backstretch. So we have about half lap here, and we're getting the green flag. Again, it's going to be 7 laps to go here for this last restart of the race, as it looks like we're going to get this thing completed under green, hopefully, as there went a little blinking from the 27 of Ashton Crowder.
He's going to have to get that under control if he wants to come out victorious here tonight.
He does indeed. Good thing is he hasn't been doing it a whole lot, so that is good for him. But they're coming out of turn 4 this time. The pace car will be diving off here momentarily as it makes a very sharp turn to go to pit road, and right after the green flag does come out, as we'll see it right about there. It does make its dive off to pit road, and that means there it is. A green flag is out. We are racing once again, probably for the last time here with 7 laps to go. Ashton Crowder out front, followed by teammate Michael Finlayson, who did get to scoot up to the outside lane very quickly.
Yes, he did. He got teammates back here going to be battling for that 3rd spot. So, even though they're teammates, they may be trying to help each other out to get in the draft. Oh, somebody is into the wall there. Not sure exactly who that is. Oh, that would have been the number 5 machine of Joseph Tice there. Got into that outside wall, so he's going to have some damage up here. Got a battle between the 61, 12, and I believe the 33 machine. As they're 3 wide, 12 sideways.
12 is around, and that will bring out a caution, I do believe. No caution so far. There it is. Caution is out. Race is over.
And that 18 machine of Walker Thomas goes flipping, and he's going to have some significant damage on that machine.
Let's go back and take a look and see what happened, and we may go racing again. 6 laps to go. Typically it's 5 or less, and we don't go racing. We may have a 1-lap shootout.
Well, that's going to make things interesting.
It is indeed, as we're back here watching the 18. He gets into the wall there, scrapes it just a little bit there, and looks like maybe the 24 got to his back bumper. He did, and hooks him. It may have been a little netcode, but he was right there on his bumper, and you said it. The 18 and the 38, both of his teammates go for a violent ride here to finish this race. That unfortunately is going to probably finish their night as far as chances to win. And as well as Joseph Tice, who is now on pit road with heavy damage as well. As we go back up to live, again, what a violent wreck for a lot of these top drivers. And that really did a good job for Ashton Crowder and Michael Finlayson to probably secure their spots here for a top 1-2.
Exactly. You know, there was actually 2 wrecks happening simultaneously during that last caution. There was a wreck behind Shane Therian and all the drivers up front. There was a wreck behind there that was happening. That one I don't believe is what brought out the caution. What brought out the caution was the wreck that happened with Walker Thomas and Shane Therian up front here.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That was just a crazy way to go there. And I really am not sure if we're going to get a one-lap shootout. I'm thinking we might. That caution came out with 6 to go. We were not at the 5 to go on the score, as there is the thing. So the lights would have to go out, of course, with 2 to go in order for us to go again. And I just don't know if we're going to do it. It was right there borderline if we're going to go racing, but I'm thinking we might.
Well, we'll know the next time around if they're going to get it. They might have got the 2 to go there. We'll know when they come back around. It's either going to be a 1 or 2 lap shootout, I almost think, because you've still got 4 laps to go here.
And we do have 4. And the iRacing does notice the pits. Nobody's pitting, so everyone's in the correct order. That speeds up the precautions here, too. If people are pitting and cars have to catch up, it will delay the caution. However, everyone is staying out. They've only got 9 laps on their tires, so everyone is in the correct order. Nobody's having to go faster to catch up to their correct position. That should allow us to go back to racing.
And it should. You know, we'll know here in about a quarter of a turn as they make their way around turn number 3 and 4 here. Still up front, though, the 27 and the 14 just dominating up front here. Still got the 24 machine. Now up here, Riley Grant Davis up here setting in that 3rd spot. And I believe Grant Davis is a teammate to Michael Laraya and Bradley. Well, if I can find Bradley Burke.
Yeah, he is sitting in 5th place right now. And we'll see. Lights are not going off this time. They have to go off next time. As we'll see, I don't see anyone getting double wide either. So this possibly could do it, as everyone is staying single file. So again, if we don't get the lights off next time by, we are not going racing again. So that would be a shame. We had such a good race here. To end with the caution is just not the way you want to see it end.
Oh, no, definitely. You do not want to see a race end under caution. And I'm sure Ashton, you know, don't want to win it under caution, but, you know, anybody will take the win regardless of how you get it. Of course, you don't want to wreck somebody out to get it. But, you know, we have seen that happen in a sense that, you know, you get too close, you're racing hard, you know, we bump it into banging, and, you know, either you or they get loose and it takes you or them out, or both of you at the same time. But we don't like seeing at a broadcaster's point of view, Charles, and you know this from, you know, setting up in the booth many, many times. You don't want to see it end under caution. You want to see them race it out to the end of the checkered flag. Yeah,
it's definitely better, especially for the fans out there that tune in here every night that we have racing going on. It's much better for y'all to see a green flag finish. And fingers crossed here that the lights do go out this time, because a one-lap shootout is always fun to watch, no matter what type of racing it is. But they're about probably 200 feet or so from finding out. And again, they're still saying single file, but right about, somewhere in here, right about there, we should see as the lights are going off. We're going one-lap shootout, boys.
Oh, we're going to have a one-lap shootout between some teammates up here. 27 of Ashton Crowder, Michael Finlayson, Raleigh Grant Davis, Brandon McKissick, Bradley Burke is your top 5. You got the 51 of Bradley Burke, Riley Grant Davis teammates, Ashton Crider, Michael Finlayson. You've got teammates with them. And Brandon McKissick is, I believe, one of the teammates who, well, I'm not sure who his teammates are.
No, definitely, you've got teammates, but I'm not too sure teammates are going to help you right now. This is all about the win. One lap shootout here to end this race. It has been a doozy of a race, to say the least. It has been fun. A lot of 2-wide, even 3-wide racing for the lead and throughout this field. But it doesn't matter now. It is going to be one lap to go. And again, that one lap, your final lap, sponsored, of course, by Northwest Racing Series. So again, white flag will be coming out with the checkered flag this next time by.
Exactly. We'll get them going, Charles.
Will indeed. They're coming out of turn 4, I believe, right here. Again, coming out of turn 4, pace car will be diving off very momentarily, very quickly. And it, again, is a very quick dive, and I would expect to see those front two really hammer it, as right there, green flag is out. And as you get to the line, you'll see something else pop up. There it is, one lap to go, presented by Northwest Racing Series. They have a one lap to go. This is going to be a very interesting race. Top 3 back on the thing. The question is, what is going to happen here? So far, they're actually doing really good, as again, it is still one lap to go.
Ashton Crowder has got almost a half a turn here over Michael Finlayson. He's going to have to get it up there and keep that 14 behind him. I don't think that 14 is going to fight him awfully too hard, but Ashton Crowder will come home with the victory here.
He will indeed, right there. Ashton Crowder bringing home the win. He goes from 3rd in the Rallycross racing to 1st here tonight. What a run. He started on pole, got an EOL, went all the way to 28th place, and worked his way back up to the front to end it with a one-lap shootout. What a job for Ashton Crowder. So give us just a minute. We're going to watch him do some burnouts, and we'll be right back here with your post-race show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here with your post-race show after what can only be described as an awesome race, to say the least. But we do have third place here. It looks like the 24 of Grant Davis. And Josh, it looks like you have caught up with him.
Yes, I have. Grant, got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, Raleigh, man, what a great race out there. You started 7th, during the whole qualifying thing. And, oh, by the way, big shout-out to you guys for the way y'all do qualifying. That's a little bit different than we're used to seeing, and we'll talk about that here in just a minute. But you started 7th in the race after the qualifying. You managed to, squeak through the wrecks that might have happened there, maybe around you or in front of you. Did what you had to do up here with the teammates of Ashton Crowder, Michael Finlinson, and, of course, you had, I believe, a teammate up here as well. I'm not sure, but nevertheless, talk about the racing here at Michigan, the stage, and, of course, the shootout there at the end.
Yeah, the cars pretty much, they lack grip on exit, and it seemed like as the race went on, it was just like, you try to get to the outside line. Man, it was really cutthroat. Like every restart was just everybody's trying to get all they can, because once we kind of got in line, it's really tough to pass. I don't really know what happened in the back. I do want to apologize to Walker. Right there at the end was racing. He came down in front of me, and I didn't realize I was on him. Like, I had to watch the replay to realize what had really happened. I knew I was close, and looking from the replay, I bumped him, and we were offset. I know from in-car, I just saw him shoot to the right, and I was like, what the heck? But I feel awful about that. I'm, glad I finished third. Thanks Corey Blevins for the awesome 3M paint scheme. Also, he did Bradley's and the 51s. He did his paint scheme also. But I don't know. I'm kind of ready for an iRacing update. 4 races in, and it seems like you just got to get to the outside line, like anywhere we go, except for Daytona, of course. But I don't know. You got to get all you can get on the restarts if you want to make something happen. That's why.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that's why you're seeing this product of racing. Everybody's, if you look at each race, it's been following a trend. It's like it starts off calm. We get a caution. And everybody realizes, okay, we got to go. It's like if you don't get something on these restarts, you're just going to, it's either you or them. It's kind of the attitude it's getting towards. So, and that's just product of these fixed setups right now.
Exactly. And, now we're going to go back and scoot up in and get into the lobby here tonight. And, qualifying, qualifying is a little bit different than what most leagues do qualifying. You guys, everybody goes out there one time, and then they do their 2 laps. And then at like the 4-minute mark or so, the top 8 drivers go out there and do it again. So you being one of the top 8 drivers, you actually had to do it 4 times. So kind of talk about your qualifying and what it took to keep that 7th place, knowing that at the beginning you had, 28 drivers out there fighting for that top 8 spot.
For me, this season, I've been looking at trying to get that first the pit box, when we start off, because if you get the last pit box, there's no way you're getting out on the track first. And I think it's important to get out there early while the track's cool. And also you got a clean track. Every week I've been able to get out there early before everybody else tries to get out there, and that's helping. I need to work on my qualifying a little bit. I think the advantage of me getting out there in clean air, even though I'm not running the best laps, I'm getting a good enough lap in to advance. I don't really think I've seen anybody go faster in the second round so far. I think it's all about what you can do in the first round. If you and another guy are extremely close, you might can, pick. I don't think you're going to pick up a 10th in the second round, but you might pick up, a thousandth or 2. But yeah, I think just trying to get that first qualifying run good is pretty much what sets you up.
All right. Well, you got that 24 machine up here in the top third, in the top 3 here from Michigan. Now Michigan's out of the way, bud. So you don't have to worry about Michigan now. Next week, looking forward, now you got a little bit of momentum going into the next race. Y'all be at Kentucky next week for 115 laps. Well, what's your mindset going from a 2-mile track to the short track, really, of Kentucky? Because it's pretty small.
I really like Kentucky, but I'm already thinking, looking at trends of the season, I feel like that middle line is just going to be dominant. and it's going to be whoever's on the higher side is going to be able to hold off somebody. That's just my guess. I don't really know, but hopefully just another top 5 performance, and hopefully can race, be in contention for the win.
Well, all right, Grant. Well, man, yet again, congratulations tonight here for Upper Edge grabbing a 3rd place here. Before we let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, give a shout out to for your outstanding performance here tonight?
Just my teammates, Michael and Bradley, for putting in the work, and we always help each other out, trying to make each other better during practice. And just thanks 24 Designs, who paints my cars, which is Corey Blevins. That's pretty much it.
Well, all right, Grant. We will, Riley, we will see you next week at Kentucky. Bud, go celebrate. And I believe Charles has caught up with a 2nd place here. So, Grant, man, go celebrate, bud.
I have indeed caught up with the 14 of Michael Finlayson. You come in 2nd place here to your teammate, Ashton Crowder. So, first off, of course, it's always good to get a 2nd. To get a 1-2 here, does it give your team a little bit of a boost?
Yeah, it definitely does. I was perfectly fine with finishing 2nd tonight, especially with Ashton getting the win. He struggled the last few weeks, especially with Atlanta. He had a huge lead and just lost it with about 10 to go with iRacing and those issues. But it's nice to get this brand new team's first win. Like I said, good win to Ashton. Perfectly fine with 2nd tonight, especially with those good stage points. The points leader right now. So the best thing I could do other than win right now is try to protect this points lead just for a long run, which I'm perfectly fine with. And it's a very consistent run tonight. I definitely realized I had a fast car pretty early. I qualified, I think it was 3rd, and just got to the lead within the first corner or the first few corners and led a few laps, and then tried to get in a rhythm, obviously, for the long run. And at the end there, it just all broke out, and we had a lot of short runs, so it was just about that, and everybody was getting really antsy. Put myself in a hole there, I think, with about 30 to go, and had to dig out of that, which was pretty dicey. But like I said, I'm perfectly fine with 2nd. This is probably my best. It definitely is my best ever start to an Upper Edge season, which I'm really proud of.
Well, definitely a good start and a good finish on top of that. We still have a lot of races to go, but if you keep going at the rate you're going, you definitely have a good shot at being the champion here. Looks like you'll probably, you did finish, of course, ahead of Dylan Roberts, Grant Davis, so you'll gain a little bit on them, so you'll pad that lead just a little bit more. But again, an awesome race for you, awesome race for your team, a new team you said there. So speaking of new teams and any stuff like that, do you have any sponsors you want to give out shout out to, or just anyone you want to say hi to in chat?
I definitely want to say hi to Tanner Tallarico. He wasn't able to be here tonight due to unfortunate circumstances that I'll just keep private for now. But I want to thank Mobile One hopping on board again. I think this is their 3rd straight season. Sunoco Racing Fuel, New England Racing Fuel, Profile Machine Products for sponsoring the series. It's been a lot of fun the last few years, and thanks you guys for broadcasting. Thanks Tanner also for sponsoring this race, the Tallarico Signs and Designs 200, and congrats to Ashton, obviously.
All right, well, again, congrats to yourself on a 2nd place, and the teammate finishing in the 1st. That is the 27 of Ashton Crowder, wearing the sponsor on his car here tonight. And before we get into all the race stuff here, it's kind of cool we get to interview him twice today. We just got done talking to him a little while ago, finishing 3rd in the SRA Rallycross Series. Now he's sitting in victory lane here tonight with a bit of an up and down here race. You qualified 1st, then had to be put all the way to the back to an EOL, worked your way all the way back to the front to get the win. So what was this race like out there for you?
Okay, you can hear me now. But like you said, it was really up and down. Getting that EOL was kind of disheartening there. And Layson can tell you about that. But yeah, starting from the back, we just had to work our way up to the front. Went in with the mindset of, it's just going to be more fun coming from the back instead of starting pole. So that's what we had. Had a lot of fun. It was, like I said, it was really tough getting to the front by starting back there. But I saved my tires in the first 2-3 laps, and everybody else was just pushing so hard. And we had so much draft lock for the lead. You couldn't pull away no matter what you did. So I saved my tires, kept the right rear on it, and worked my way up to whatever, I think it was 7th or 8th. But yeah, it was an awesome race. Glad I could finally get a win. like Mike said, should have gotten one at Atlanta, but connection dropped us out. But it's better late than never, I guess you could say, to get a win, and looking forward to the playoff / chase at the end of the year, and thinking we have a pretty good shot at that.
Well, definitely, if you can get a win, you definitely have a good shot at the chase. And I expect to see you in victory lane more often than just this one time. We'll probably see you here a couple of times this season, I bet. Just an outstanding run, though. Again, to go from the front to the back and back to the front again. All that after running another rallycross race where it wasn't as many laps, but it's still a workout having to turn left, right, and go through dirt and asphalt and really mix it up with 9 other great drivers. So to finish third there, then come the win here. Overall, a fantastic night of racing for you. And any sponsors or just anyone you want to give a shout out to for that finish here tonight?
The GRC race before this race was probably not the best idea. I got pretty mentally drained after that, trying to keep up with Zelensky and Nichols. But I want to give a shout out to Tallarico Signs and Design, who is actually the sponsor of this race, and they're on the hood. So that was pretty cool. Like I said, in the GRC race, prayers going out to Tanner and his family. It's tough. I understand what's going on there, but just the HVM team for letting me on. I've had some up and downs in team speak. A few arguments every now and again of what we should be doing, and we've gone all that past us, so we're looking to dig now. But you guys for putting on the broadcast, my grandmother for watching the race tonight, and just everybody at the drill spill too. That's our pro team / peak team. We helped build the setup for Logan Clampett and NX for Kansas, and he should have had a top 5, but didn't quite get it. Did a fuel strategy, but glad we can turn that around and get a win tonight, and just really, really happy with it.
Well, definitely a lot to be happy about. A great night of racing for you overall. But again, congrats on the win, and we're not done just yet here with your post-race show. Of course, we still have some business to take care of here tonight. One of those being your unofficial race results. Josh, if you want to kick it off and run through those top 15 drivers for you, I will finish us off here.
All right, well, we can do that. Ashton Crowder going to come home with the victory here tonight at Michigan for the Upper Edge Racing League, the Tallarico 200. So want to give a big shout out to Tanner out there for sponsoring. And, of course, we don't know what's going on here, but prayers thrown your way, bud. But, hopefully everything works out. But Ashton Crowder will come home with the victory here tonight in the first spot here. Michael Finlayson, his teammate, will be coming in the second spot here. Riley Grant Davis in third. Bradley Burke in fourth. Corey Hoover in the fifth spot. Carol Shedd in sixth. Brandon Kaufman in seventh. Bronson Stafford in the eighth spot. Joshua Adams in ninth. Justin Munseal in 10th. You've got Ryan Davis in the 11th position. Tanner Allen in 12th. Michael Laraya in 13th. Tom Story in 14th, and Jacob Adams will round out the top 15 here.
In 16th place is going to be Brandon McKissick. 17th is going to be Robert Kenny. 18th will be Tommy Massey. 19th, Mike Tellier, who did go out front, just didn't quite lead a lap here in the race, but he was up front during cautions. 20th will go to Baron Labasco. 21st will go to Dylan Roberts. 22nd will go to Patrick McLaurin. 23rd, Jamie Dyson. And 25th will go to Walker Thomas. 26th place will go to Joseph Tice, who again led, I believe he did lead 8 laps, and then unfortunately Rhett caught him later in the race. 27th will go to Adam de Blasio, and rounding out the field here in 28th is going to be Seth Silverio. Hopefully we get that name right. A new driver to the series that we have not seen here before. But that'll do it here for your race results. Of course, we do want to give a big shout out to all the sponsors, starting with WoolsBeardCo.com. Make sure you check these guys out for all your beard products. SimSpeedShop.com, Northwest Racing Series, Elite 7 Racing, Ohio IndyCar League, and of course iVog here, all on the broadcasting side of things. On the racing side of things, we want to give a big shout out to all their sponsors as well. Of course, Our Expression, Crowder Crew, Mike Hardock, Performance Machine Products, Eddie's Sports Bar, Drive for Suicide Prevention, Car Zip, The Drill Spill, and last but not least, the NC Design Concepts Landscaping. So if you have any of these companies in your area, make sure you check them out. Definitely go give them a like on their Facebook page and support them as they support this league and MaxSpeedTV. But as always, on behalf of MaxSpeedTV and the Upper Edge Racing League, we'll see you next week at the next race here, and we'll see you tomorrow night for, I believe, you have ECR, is that correct, Josh?
Well, actually, no, I've got the Ghost Rider Cup Series tomorrow night, and I believe you have one as well.
I do. I have the Northwest Truck Series, so we'll see you tomorrow night for those two great races. So as always, on behalf of MaxSpeedTV, have a safe night, and we'll see you at the next race.